about first off, there are two good fights that we haven't really talked about. One is TJ Dillashaw and Aljamain Sterling. The other is Mateus Gamrot and Beneil Dariush. So let's talk about Aljo and TJ.
Yeah.
I think Aljo is going to run through him. That's my
Okay.
pick. I think
Okay.
Aljo is going to run through him. I think TJ, coming off of a serious injury, he's 36. His chin is on the decline. I think that all the signs point towards Aljo taking his back, and I think that TJ Dillashaw is underestimating Aljamain. I've heard him talk in interviews. He's saying that Aljamain is nowhere near his level. I think that Aljamain's striking is still somewhat close to TJ's. I think TJ back in the day was a next level striker. I think he's just a good striker now. I think the game has caught up with him. And I think when I've seen Aljamain strike, he's a good striker. Like I've he's not good compared to Petr Yan, but I think Petr Yan would smoke TJ
Yeah.
Dillashaw.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm picking.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think the thing about this fight that's kind of interesting is that both these guys think that they're gonna run through the other guy. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, they both think that they're gonna run through the other guy, but I get the sense that Aljamain Sterling, ever since that first loss to Petr Yan, let's just count it a loss. I mean, we know that shit was a loss. This ever since his first fight with Petr Yan, I think he's I think he's really going to these fights, taking the safe route, taking the most likely chance of getting a victory, even if he has to ride someone's back. I think that's what he's going to do, and I think he's closer to his prime, if not in his prime right now. He's strong. He could be the strongest guy in that division, and he's so great in that position. And I also think he's good enough to strike. And I just see Aljamain taking him down, submitting him. I think that TJ's too old. I honestly think it's going to be similar to Dominic Cruz fighting Henry Cejudo, except with a grappler. Because Dominic Cruz got good wrestling, but
Yeah.
he's apparently got good striking. Got outstruck by Henry Cejudo. So
Yeah. No, I agree with you though. I think Aljo will run through him. I think he's gonna submit him in the second round. Like I don't get why people are picking Dillashaw to win. Like honestly, I just
I
don't.
think they're just longtime fans of TJ. Love
Or not
probably.
even fans. I don't know if TJ actually has fans, like, but like I think that they respect, like that they know how good he is. But I think
For sure.
from the past, but
I
like
mean, yeah.
this is not going to be the same TJ Dillashaw. Like he
Yeah.
hasn't fought in almost like 2 years. His last fight was a split decision, controversial win against Corey Sandhagen,
Yeah,
who
he's
got
been out for a
smoked by,
long
who
time,
got
man. Like,
smoked by Aljo, by the way. So
yeah.
like I just think that people are expecting an old school Dillashaw when it's not gonna be. It's gonna be an old Dillashaw.
People
It's
are
gonna
saying TJ's like this elite wrestler. Like from where? I
based
guess
off
he was
what? Like
like
based
based
off
off
what?
what? Like he's been a striker throughout his career. I don't understand this talk where he's like this elite MMA wrestler. He's got good wrestling, but he's not this elite next level MMA
Not
wrestler.
Aljo. He's not Aljo's level. I think the thought that
Aljamain
like
Sterling is a better wrestler. I think Aljamain Sterling's a better grappler than TJ Dillashaw. I think that's clear. I think the better striker is probably TJ Dillashaw, but I think
but like
Aljamain Sterling's
who
striking is
knows
good
now
enough
though?
to
Like
stand with him.
who knows though? You know what I'm saying? Like who
Aljo's fast too on the feet.
like Dillashaw got surgery. I think it was his shoulder, his knee or something. I don't really remember. Like who knows how that'll affect him when you get surgery at the age of like 36, like it's gonna affect it will affect you. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a fact. It's gonna affect you. You're not gonna be the same after that surgery when you're 36. So I just think that Aljo is gonna run through him quite easily, honestly. I think he's gonna submit him in the second round. I think this is going to be an old Dillashaw. This is not going to be a prime Dillashaw. And I think Aljo, yeah, he's getting a little bit older, but he's still in his prime. And I think he's just going to completely run through him. But the thing that just is so interesting to me is that people think that like Dillashaw will be able to stuff Aljo's takedowns, or at least like that the wrestling would be neutralized, and that's just not true whatsoever. Aljo will be able to take him down, even if it takes 10 takedowns. He's gonna take him down when Aljo gets on top of you.
Yeah, I
That
think he's
it's
done.
over. It's over. You know what I'm saying? Peter Yan stuffed a couple like he was very impressive actually. Like he was in some really bad positions in rounds two
Yeah,
and
I
three.
thought the fights were over
Yeah,
when Peter was in
yeah.
those positions. I
But
literally thought they were
Dillashaw is
done.
not Peter Yan. He's not.
Yeah,
Peter Yan's a big like
yeah.
like
Peter Yan's also like still arguably the best fighter, and that like he's so
yeah.
well rounded. I think that Peter Yan's he's also young too.
Yeah,
I think TJ's
quick.
just too old.
TJ's
Yeah.
old. This is not going to be a prime TJ Dillashaw. This is going to be an old 36-year-old Dillashaw coming off a surgery and a war with Corey Sandhagen. You know, one was Aljo hasn't taken that much damage in the last couple of years. You know what I mean? He's been active, getting better, getting his confidence. So I think this is a prime Aljamain Sterling, and I think he will run through TJ Dillashaw, and I think he'll submit him in the second round. So, but
Yeah.
in terms of what's the Gamrot
And
versus
Rob Benil.
Benil, I think Gamrot's gonna win. I think he's too talented for Dariush. I think he's
Yeah.
gonna win by I think he's gonna win by decision. I would say. I don't see Dariush like what's Dariush's method of victory? Like grappling, but Gamrot's a great grappler too.
Gamrot's an amazing grappler. I think he wins by decision or gets a TKO. I don't think
I
he can
wouldn't be
submit
surprised if
Benil.
he go.
Yeah. I honestly I could see it, man. I mean, he's I still think he lost to Arman Sarukian, but at least he proved that he was
No,
really good.
I
That
actually
was like
rewatched that fight. I rewatched that fight yesterday, actually, and I think Gamrot won. I think,
really,
yeah, I think so.
really,
Yeah, I
damn.
rewatched it
Okay.
yesterday because the third, I don't know if it was the third or fourth round, but that was the round where Sarukian outstruck Gamrot.
Mhm.
But that's the round I think people thought that Sarukian may have won. But Gamrot almost submitted him in that round. I don't know
Right.
if you remember. He almost submitted him. And I'm taking, even if he got outstruck, he still had a better threat of ending the fight. And I think if someone has a better threat of ending the fight, you got to give that round to the person in that situation, you know? So, but regardless, I think that was a very close fight. I don't think Dariush is that great of a fighter, to be honest. Like he's got good jujitsu, good grappling, but his striking is
Who does he beat last?
like
Tony? Who's his last win?
maybe Tony. He hasn't fought in a while. That's all I know.
I think Tony was his last win. That's not an impressive win. Beating Tony
No,
Ferguson,
no, yeah. At
not
this point,
impressive.
from what we've seen, yeah. I mean, it was Tony Ferguson in 2021. Oh wow, that was May 2021. That was a very long time
Yeah,
ago.
I think he loses. Listen, I think Makhachev would have beaten Benil
Oh, you would
Dariush.
have smoked. I think you would have smoked Benil.
I'd love to see Makhachev versus Gamrot. That would be a sick fight.
Oh yeah, because I don't even know if Makachev would. Honestly, though, like I would probably pick Makachev. I think he's too strong for Gamrot, so I think he would be able
Yeah.
to take him down. But in terms of Gamrot is very high level on the ground, and I think that they kind of screwed Benny with this matchup. To be honest, like they kind of did, you know, like
But I mean, who like is
nobody
Benny?
cares about him
No one
though.
cares
That's
about that dude.
yeah. So, but what happens if Gamrot wins though? Is he gonna fight a Poirier?
I
Or,
think he fights a Fiziev or a Gagey.
do you think he beats one of those guys because his grappling is?
I think he beats Gagey. I think he submits Gagey.
Yeah, I would say that could be a tough match for Oliveira.
That could be a tough
Yeah,
matchup for
tough.
Oliveira. I think uh we'll see what all if Oliveira can beat Islam, I think he smokes everyone, bro.
Yeah, that is true.
Because I'd pick him to beat I'd honestly pick him to beat everyone right now. I don't think there's anyone I would pick him to lose against. I'd pick him to beat, he's obviously beat Gagey, he's beat Poirier. I mean, he's beat like some of the best guys in that division
I
already.
feel like these young guys are maybe we talked about in the past, like these Sarukians, these Gamrots, they may be better than those Poiriers, those Chandlers,
I think they could be, but
you know what I
Charles is
mean?
in his prime right now. That's the thing. It's like right now, Charles is as good as it gets, in my opinion. I think that those guys are still not like in their prime. I think that they're still fresh. I think Charles would be too much for a lot of them. I think there would be similar to, a Max Holloway versus, a younger guy, for example, like maybe I just genuinely think that those guys are not there yet,
Not there
but
yet.
they're close. Like they're close. And I think that, Charles is better than Poirier. It's better than Gagey. I think Gagey and Poirier lose to some of those guys. It's funny because Mateusz Gamrot has basically fought better competition than Islam Makhachev up until this point.
Yeah, yes.
He's arguably fought the same competition, in my opinion.
And I think he fought a better
Better.
Sarukian, and the Sarukian who fought
Fought a
Makachev
better
was
Sarukian. He fought
22,
yeah, he fought Garam Kutalabe
Yeah.
as well. Hamzat's boy who's really good. There's a lot of good lightweights. I think that the lightweight division is just really really good. I'm excited for a lot of these lightweight fights that are coming up. This card is I can't wait, man.